Now, the General Agents and Managers Association Trinidad and Tobago, or Gamma TT, is a newly formed chapter of the Gamma Global Association. This year, Gamma TT has been given the opportunity to host the prestigious Life Agency Managers Program, or LAMP Conference in TNT in September. But before then, the launch of the LAMP Conference will take place this evening at the Hyatt. And so joining us this morning to talk more about this is President of Gamma TT, Mr. Amory Rousseau, and also we have the CEO of Gamma Global, Ms. Bonnie Godsman. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on Now.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you this morning?
We're doing phenomenal. I'm in Trinidad, so
how are you enjoying it thus far?
It's I've been to the Caribbean several times, but actually my first time to Trinidad. So
Yes.
Amory has been introducing me to a lot of your local food,
which is one of our best sellers. Yes,
absolutely. So it's been absolutely lovely.
Nice. Well, I'll start with you, of course, because tell us about Gamma Global, of course, before we come to the TT chapter.
Yeah. So Gamma Global was originated in the United States about 87 years ago, and its mission is really to provide financial security for all. And we do that through making sure that the life insurance companies, the banks, the credit unions are providing great financial advice to the people of the communities that they serve. And our goal is really to make sure that the financial health, that the trust and the credibility of the industry comes to the forefront. So our organization makes sure that the people that are involved in that are true leaders in developing their agents, developing the clients and the relationships for a lot of financial health. And we're happy to bring that to Trinidad.
Nice. Amory, I'm coming to you because I'm wondering about the significance of bringing Gamma or having a local chapter here in TNT.
Gamma Global is an organization 87 years old with 12,000 members worldwide. Our association, local, and the representative of the agency leaders throughout Trinidad and Tobago have been attempting for the last 30 years to get them involved in forming a chapter. So this is significant. Gamma, most people understand, heard the term Millionaire Roundtable, MDRT.
Yes.
What we ever saying is what MDRT is for agents and salespeople, Gamma is for leaders. They are focused on developing leaders to develop the best financial advisors that will trickle along to give the best service to customers, to policyholders. And that is the objective of Gamma, bringing that international experience and sharing it and localize it to the Caribbean, in particular Trinidad and Tobago.
So it's for life agents and salespeople. Is there a difference between the two in terms of who they cover?
It's for the financial services sector. So for the first time, you have an association, international association, not only focusing on the insurance aspect, but the whole gambit.
Yes.
And tonight, we're going to have representatives from the banking sector, the credit unions, the insurance companies, the whole gambit. And I was listening to your program earlier on, and you were talking about Farley and the launch. I wish him all the best. Good luck, Farley. But he'll be a feature speaker. Yeah, we also have the mayor. A lot of dignitaries, the CEOs of large organizations going to be there. They all are interested. I was looking forward to this event, even before we started to have the launch talk and the dates. Yeah.
Well, tell us about the event this evening.
The event is to highlight and promote Gamma International, the chapter Gamma TT. We also launching Gamma Caribbean, as in Las Vegas. Our international, the big show for Gamma is in Las Vegas. And we're launching the Caribbean event in Las Vegas. We're going to talk about a little bit about that. But our focus is to focus on the Caribbean LAMP, which will take place on the 20th of September this year. With over 12,000 members worldwide, bringing those persons to the Caribbean going to be significant on that day. We may not be able to get 12,000, but we're hoping to at least cover at least 400. Yes. But that's 400 leaders worldwide who brings a wealth of experience and allow us a networking opportunity to learn from an international level to a local level, sharing ideas to improve our service and improve the products that we now sell to our customers.
Yeah. Now, Bonnie, I'm coming back to you because there must be some sort of significance for that LAMP program. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so there was an opportunity about 50 years ago or so where agents, we talked about MDRT, they've had their opportunity to really get to know in each other and to make sure that they were practicing best practices. And there was an opportunity where we look at leadership. And it's the leader's responsibility to develop the team. It's the leader's responsibility to make sure that the service to the clients, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, are really working with ethical, grounded folks who are up to date on the latest, greatest of what's happening with their finances. As you know, the market is volatile right now. COVID has shown us the importance of making sure that you are financially stable as a family, as a business, as a community. So this conference brings together the leaders. If you think about it from a school perspective, right, you want to make sure that the principals and the superintendents of the schools are really engaged with the teachers, because the teachers are then engaged with the kids and the families. And so we are kind of the principals and the superintendents. We make sure that our teachers, who are our agents, are working really well and have the resources and are equipped to make sure the kids, all of the people of Trinidad and Tobago and in our 22 countries we operate in, are really safe and they feel confident and great. Because as we all know, life insurance, a lot of people think, is for when you die. You know, they think being financially stable is for all the problems. But the great and amazing thing about it is that it can be used to achieve dreams. Send your kids to college, open a business. Maybe you're an entrepreneur. So we really can make sure that financial health is something that we bring. So that conference, coming to represent the Caribbean here in Trinidad and Tobago, it's huge. We were in the Bahamas last year. We'll probably be heading to Jamaica next year. But it really is significant to showcase not just, you know, the networking, the people, but really your country.
Yeah.
You know, Trinidad and Tobago, a lot of folks hear about and they know about, but again, my first time here and I've traveled the world. So the opportunity to really showcase the people, the culture and the quality that we have here in Trinidad is extremely exciting for us.
But what other outcomes are you expecting to get? So for example, are you going to go granular in terms of life insurance policies, or is it that you want to develop a standard or to develop some sort of ethical practice so everybody, all the financial institutions are on the same board?
But first to be a member of GAMA, you must have good standing, good ethical practice. You must be good with your local association. TIFA, which is our sister association in Trinidad, they focus on the development of the agents, going out there, doing all the ethical things, making sure they write financial advice. Our position is to develop the leaders. And as Bonnie was saying, if you have good teachers, you'll produce good students. Yeah? And with good students, they will get better jobs. That's the focus of what GAMA, bringing to the table international experience and exposing us to new ideas, new technologies. Trinidad and Tobago is the financial capital of the Caribbean. And we want to keep that. And we could keep that as empowering persons and learning updated information, getting updated information to improve on the service that we already deliver. Yeah.
How does one join the TT chapter of GAMA?
Well, they could go to our website, gammatt.org. We have a local chapter. We are establishing a secretariat with the TIFA office. We are in discussions with that now. But they can reach out. The number is, they can reach 620-7948. Reach out to me, the president. We have an inbox of data persons since our last meeting, persons interested in joining. What is noteworthy, we have over 400 leaders, or we have a program called the Emerging Leaders Program, which will be an interesting thing held at the LAM conference, not only for the insurance industry, but anybody thinking about wanting to get into management, from the financial sector especially. That's a program persons want to come and hear about on that day. And we have a day pass.
Okay.
So the day pass in September allow persons to come in. That they would specifically focus on what industry they're in. Come in there, we have workshops. It will be fun. It will be fun. We have a great lineup of speakers. We have Pastor Dutton. We have the Mayor Paul Spain joining us. So it's an eventful day, and it's a 2-day in Trinidad workshop and a day in Tobago.
Right.
Yeah, so we have it really, really organized.
So is that workshop some sort of training? And in addition to that, is GAMA also involved in researching and even looking at trends and patterns in the industry? And anyone can take this question.
Yeah, so it really is the focal point of what we do. So training and development is critical pillar to what the organization stands for. So we bring that into the community. All of the training and development we do is done research by the field for the field. So it's not a matter of necessarily statistics or really looking at the opportunity to the science behind it. We're going out to successful leaders and saying, what are the qualities you're looking for in successful ethical agents? What are you seeing happening day to day? Because history is great and we learn a lot from history, but really getting into the opportunity to address what's happening, when it's happening, and that we can be reactive.
Yeah.
You know, I know one of your tokens you have here for TTT is to be relevant, and that is critical of what we bring to the organization. The training and development aspects of it are great. This emerging leader program he's talking about, it's a 12-month program. We will hold the leader's hand through developing themselves, developing their team, best practices into the field, and again, making sure that the client is really the recipient of what that's going to look like here in Trinidad.
And what can we look forward to in September?
A whole lot, a whole lot, a whole lot.
A whole lot, absolutely.
Networking, experience. And one thing that's significant that's going to happen in September, working with GAMA and any international organization, we are unable to convert that to localize for our environment and our culture. So we're working alongside GAMA. They are now tailor-making the same programs and the same degrees and the same information, tailor-making it to us. And they're going to see that in September. They're going to see that. They're going to interact with some of our leaders, local and foreign leaders, we're going to have at the conference and tailor-make it specific. So we'll have a session for the banks and leadership. We'll have a session for young leaders in the insurance and in the financial services sector. We're going to have a session for the general agents. We're going to take care of everybody. Yeah? And it's not only about insurance, again, it's about the financial services sector. So you have things like investments and things like that. So yeah, we're going to have a time. We're going to have fun, especially in Tobago.
Yes.
So Farley, do us good when you come to Tobago.
That's a warning. I hope he's listening.
Yeah.
I'm coming back to you as well, Bonnie, because this has been an organization that's been around for many years. You have been to several different countries. I know GAMA is in different countries as well. Amory touched on it, but I wanted you to touch on it as well. That sort of solution or sort of impact is going to trickle down to the customer, because the lamp is for the manager on top. We know it's going to trickle down to the team, but the client themselves. I mean, what sort of patterns have you seen in other countries that we on the ground may also benefit from?
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. So we, as I said, we operate in 22 countries, and what we think is an opportunity where we can learn from what's happening in the other countries. Again, COVID is something that's been a global pandemic, right? It isn't something that's just affected Trinidad and Tobago or something that's just affected the United States, right? So what we've learned and what we've seen is, you know, the clients of today were not the clients of 25 years ago.
Yeah.
We look at the opportunity, the digital platforms that have been, you know, you've got your TikTok and your Instagram and your WhatsApp. And so what's been phenomenal and what GAMA has really been able to do globally and what we've learned is this new platform and avenues to reach people who have never had access to financial security before, financial advice. And one of the big operating arms of GAMA, and something I know that Amory and the community here is really excited to bring, is the concept of financial literacy. So not only are we going out to the clients, but we're going out to the children of the clients. We want the opportunity to make sure that these kids are exposed at a very young age to what looking financially healthy means. And for them to think about careers, and for them to think about heroes and mentors that are out there that don't always necessarily look like the music industry or sports figures who are great.
Yes.
But is that realistic, and are we giving them an opportunity for something new and different, right? So the trickle down and the learning globally, we've seen it. And what's really interesting and what is heartwarming to me is the issues we have here in Trinidad are the same issues we have in the United States, are the same issues that are in Thailand, that are in Greece, that are in Colombia, all of these areas that we operate in. This community and the financial health of our globe and our world is the responsibility of leaders. And we've seen that, and we are, as I said, you know, when we're in the Bahamas and we have our friends in Jamaica, Barbados, St. Kitts, and so the opportunity to bring this to Trinidad, as Amory said, this has been 30 years in conversation here. So really under, to be honest, his leadership and, you know, all of the institutions that we're working with to make this happen, this is a big deal, and this is very exciting.
And I'm hearing it coming out. Final thoughts before we close, Bonnie?
Yeah, I mean, just first of all, thank you to everyone to having us here, the opportunity to really talk to this, and you know, just want everyone to know here that the goal is really to make sure that we have a financially stable community, and you know, the opportunity to come here to Trinidad, the opportunity to work with the leaders that are here. I think leadership trickles down all the way, and I'm just really looking forward to having a good standing in the community here and making sure that the people have, you know, trust and faith in the leaders that we're building. So thank you for having us.
Of course. And Amory, the event that's happening tonight, can people still register, or has registration closed?
Unfortunately, it was just a launch.
Right.
it turned out to be almost like the event September.
Itself, yes.
So we just tipped over the budget that we had.
Yes.
But Bonnie paying the bill, so that was okay.
I'll leave that between you two. Okay.
But I want to add to, a slogan we like to use, from DAPPers to degrees. It's important that we change the concept of how we educate our kids. The schools cannot teach you of getting a degree and working for somebody. We need to change that and bring more entrepreneurs. This is a big opportunity for us to showcase our talent. Some of the brightest people I know from the Caribbean. And the talent is kind of wasted because it's not seen. And with the leadership of Bonnie, she is now going to have a Caribbean night. It's a big thing in Las Vegas. A Caribbean night where all the Caribbean people are going to be showcased. They're going to be on the main stage, talking to world leaders, giving advice, bringing our Caribbean flavor. And this year, we're going to have the first Trinidadian on that platform. That's a big thing.
Well, anybody who wants more information, where can they go to before we close?
GammaTT.org.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Amory, Bonnie, thank you so much for joining us this morning. All the best with the soft launch, as Amory is suggesting. And of course, we look forward to see more things in September. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you for having us.
And that was the president of Gamma TT, Mr. Amory Rousseau, and also the president and CEO of Gamma Global, Mrs. Bonnie Gottsman, just sharing about Gamma Global and, of course, our local chapter, Gamma TT. You're on the Now Morning Show. We're going to take a break and be right back. Stay with us.